What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another break on this Saturday evening. Right now, we got 2025 Panini Luminance Football 3-box number 2 random teams. Going to go ahead and get this shared over to the group, get everybody tagged, and we will go ahead and get started. That might be the first time I've been able to tag every single person. There we go. Got those tags in there. Going to give everybody a couple of seconds to hop on in here. And we'll go ahead and random the names and teams. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Got the names here first. 32 entries. Johnny on top, Jesse on the bottom. Going to roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 3, so we got to roll again. Got an 8, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. B. Shane on top, Johnny on the bottom. Going to go ahead and get that reflected onto your screens here. There we go. And then we got the teams here. 32 entries as well. Arizona Cardinals on top. Washington Commanders on the bottom. Doesn't make a difference, but I'm going to get rid of this space just so it's even. There we go. All right, going to roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 10, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Atlanta Falcons on top. Chicago Bears on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and get this reflected on your screens. Get that trade timer started here. Maybe. There we go. Also, in case anyone was curious, we do have a fresh case. The other half of the first case got taken to the store. So we will be rocking with a second case. 3 minutes on the clock starting now. While that trade timer's ticking, I'm going to go ahead and get a verification codes, copy and paste it into the chat. This computer has decided to do all sorts of weird things right now. Everything but what I needed. All right, verification codes have been posted with just about 2.5 minutes left on the trade timer. Plenty of time if you're looking to swap teams. Also, just in case anybody hasn't seen any of the other breaks, all the NIL cards will be random to a single spot at the end of the break. Just like we've always done it. Jesse got a trade in the chat. Or an offer for a trade, I should say. With about 60 seconds left on the trade timer. Still about a third of the way through. Still got plenty of time. Pulled a couple nice out of 10s out of the last break we did last night. So hoping to duplicate that. Last time I said that in a break, we pulled a 1-1 auto earlier. So we'll put that into the universe again. All right, last 30 seconds on the trade timer. Starting to get down to the wire if you are interested in swapping teams. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Seeing no trades, those are going to be everybody's teams. Good luck, everybody. Let's grab this case up. Got our 3 boxes there. Move this case over. Go. Good luck, everybody. Looking at 4 hits per box, 1 patch, 3 autographs. Like I said, any NIL cards, we've typically hit a couple in each break, will be random at the end of the break as 1 NIL spot. Empty sleeve there. Empty box there. We go. Good luck, everybody. Let's see some massive rookie hits. Got a 261 out of 299 for the Giants. That one going to be a nice Jackson Dart there. I was joking in our other break last night. As soon as they stopped putting the first names on the card, I spaced on every single player. Nice one there for the Giants. We got our first hit here. Going to be a Kurt Warner on the memorabilia for the Cardinals. Love the look of those vintage materials. Designed to look like an old television. Do me a huge favor. Can you grab some more jumbo sleeves from out there? Sure. There we go. Nice one again for the Arizona Cardinals. Going over to B. Shane. Nice Ashton Gianti here for the Raiders on the dynamic. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Thank you. Yeah. First kid reporter there. Let me crack open these thick sleeves. Nice Matthews here for the Cleveland Browns. That one going to be a 274 out of 299. We have our first auto here. Going to be a 65 out of 100 Trey McBride for the Cardinals. Nice one there. That one also going over to B. Shane. So far, having a Cardinals box. And right behind that, we got a nice Bo Nix. 30 out of 100 on the unforgettable for the Denver Broncos. Nice little color match there with the orange. It's Evans here for the Carolina Panthers. 10 out of 10. Nice bookend there. Mitchell Evans. Gonna get that one magged up. Nice one there for the Carolina Panthers. Going over to Johnny. There you go, Johnny. Congrats on that one. 10 out of 10. Can't go wrong there. We got a nice Kool-Aid McKinstry here for the New Orleans Saints right behind that. 23 out of 35. Man, that patch was crazy. Congrats again on that one. That was a gorgeous dual patch. And we got one here for the Philadelphia Eagles. 20 out of 350. Kyle McCord on the auto. Congrats on that one for the Eagles. Going over to Adam Reed. There you go, Adam. Congrats on that one. You also, I feel like, at least in my experience, you don't see John Elway as much as you would think. Like, John Elway being such a big Denver legend doesn't have, I mean, he's not rare, but he's also not common, if that makes sense. So I was super excited to see not only a patch from John Elway, but a dual patch out of 10 with one of the biggest QB stars right now. Got one for the Seattle Seahawks here, 19 out of 50. Elijah Arroyo. Nice one there for the Seahawks. And we got a nice one for the Carolina Panthers, 146 out of 700. Mitchell Evans auto to go with that 10 of 10. There you go, Johnny. Congrats on that. Nice little combo there. I think the craziest John Elway related, let me get this basement over, we'll hop into box number 2. Craziest John Elway related card I ever pulled was a 5 out of 5 triple patch auto of, it was John Elway, Brett Favre. I'm blanking on the third one. But it was crazy. Joe Montana. That was the third one. Brett Favre, John Elway, and Joe Montana. Empty box there. Hey, I'm sure you'll find a buyer for that, man. Bonix is hot right now, and Denver fans love their John Elway. Got a Kennard here for the Chargers. That one would be 245 out of 249. Oh, heck yeah. I love that. I'm a all over the place kind of fan. I root for the Jacksonville Jaguars for football and the Cubs for baseball. And Shane, you're not done yet. You got another Bo Nix patch here, my friend. On the Bright Beginnings. You can sell it as a dual little grouping there. Bundle, that's the word I was trying to think of. It's late. Congrats on that. Another sick Bo Nix patch. Got a nice Cam Ward here. Word? That's really cool. I was never athletically inclined enough to play sports, but one of my best friends played for the Air Force Academy football team. Nice one there, Jamar Chase for the Bengals. And then one of my other friends was the strength and conditioning coach for the CU Buffs. Then we got a 277 out of 299. Carter for the New York Giants. Nice Abdul Carter there. One of the big rookie chases. Got our first NIL signature here. This one's going to be KJ Bolden on the future signatures. Like I said, that spot will get randomed at the end of the break, so whoever gets that will get all the NIL signatures if we encounter more. Then we got an engage, Will Anderson Jr., 66 out of 100 for the Texans. Two packs left in this box, and we hop into our third and final box. Got a nice Jordan Love here for the Green Bay Packers. That would be 9 out of 100. Love a little bit of green there. We got a Banks Jr. here. That one going to be 184 out of 299 for the New Orleans Saints. A nice rookie auto here of Quinn-Sean Judikins. These are all deciding to... Yep. I'll do this as delicately as possible. Okay, so I will show that on the back. As you can see, those were stuck in the pack together. That Judikins has some of the paint from the other card on the back right there and a little bit up there. That one going over to the Cleveland Browns, 252 out of 700. Going over to Shane. Shane, if you want me to send you the pack and the box to request a replacement because of that paint issue right there, let me know. Happy to do that for you. But congrats. Luckily, the front of the card is gorgeous. And then we got the Buda Baker there on the Enraged. That one's got the same. All right, I got you. Same problem there. Just on the base. Let me get this marked down here real quick. Got that box and that pack for you. I'm going to set that auto. We're still going to go over it in the recap, but I'm going to set that by itself just so we keep that. Yeah, of course. My pleasure. I've had that happen to me in breaks too, so I know how sad that can be when you get a good card and then it's... Back in the day when I was a customer breaking with Iron Line, I pulled a Trevor Lawrence out of 10. And the chrome was peeling off. It's Okay, I didn't even send in for a replacement. I was like, I'm happy enough with it. I'm not selling it. That means my PC, so. Got a nice Shockey here for the New York Giants. That one going to be 23 out of 35. Okay, then we got a big one here. So I'm gonna mag this one, and then we'll talk about what can happen. We got a Dylan Gabriel, Jalen Milroe dual auto for the Browns and the Seahawks. So since those are two pretty big rookies, we have two options here. That's between Shane and Johnny. We can either random it at the end of the break. If one of you says random, happy to do that. However, I can also hit you both up after the break on Messenger, and we can, if you would prefer to consign it with us, we can do that for you. But up to you guys. If one person says random, we automatically random it. Otherwise, we can discuss options. Also, when I reach out, you guys can decide to do something on your own, and then let me know. That also works. But those are the two options I can offer. Random? All right, we will random it at the end of the break then. Making my job easy. Congrats on that one to whoever ends up with it in the random, though. That is a really nice dual rookie auto. You're all good. Nothing wrong with saying random. I see both sides of it, but oftentimes I recommend the random. Just because that way, then you know right away. You know right away. You get a little excitement, but then you don't have to stress for weeks on what's going to happen, what's next, things like that. But I'm also, as a fellow lover of breaks, I'm too impatient to wait. Empty sleeve there. Empty box there. Here we go. Last 4 packs. Then we will random the NIL spot and random that dual auto to start. Only had one NIL auto so far. So not too shabby. Got a DJ Giddens here. That one going to be 233 out of 299 for the Indianapolis Colts. And we got a dual memorabilia here for the Packers of James Lofton and Jaden Reed on the reflected materials. That one going over to B. Shane. Congrats on that one. Kid reporter there. Got a nice Robinson, 38 out of 299 for the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan. Like I said, I would tell you in a heartbeat Bijan Robinson, but when they put just one name, I always forget. See, but Shane, I had that moment once where I thought the same thing. I had been getting into a lot of breaks, and I was like, I'm going to restrain myself. Nice Woody Marks auto here for the Houston Texans on the first-year signatures. And so I was in a break, IPC Wrestler, so there was a Eric Bischoff spot. It was only like $10. And I was like, I'm not going to buy it. I'm okay. And I watched the break, and they pulled the 1 of 1 of the spot that I didn't buy, and I was devastated. 32 out of 100. Malik Neighbors, nice one there for the Giants. So it can go both ways. Obviously, have restraint, but also sometimes, if you're on a lucky streak, keep going. Oh yeah, no, I've broken for you many times. I was just saying, sometimes you can slow down without having to stop completely, or stop completely. swear sometimes these packs feel way thicker than they actually are. Got a nice Higgins there, 31 out of 100 for the Houston Texans. Then we've got a 88 out of 199 for the Patriots. That one going to be Kayshon Boutte. Then we got a nice light speed ink, 86 out of 100, Kavontae Turpin for the Dallas Cowboys. Congrats on that one. Going over to Daniel. That's one of the benefits of being a breaker, is it scratches my breaking itch half the time. So I buy slightly less cards. Nice Luther Butt in there. All right, last pack. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. You got Riley Leonard here, 15 out of 249 for the Colts. And we got Evans here, 267 out of 700 again for the Panthers. Two Mitchell Evans autos in the same break, and the 10 out of 10. Going over to Johnny. There you go, Johnny. Congrats on that. Nice Ashton Gianti there. Yeah, I just submitted my first grouping for grading, and I feel the same way. I'm like, I don't want to know where those cards are at. I'm stressed. All right, let me get these base moved over, get a couple things situated. We'll hop into our NIL random first for everybody, and then the dual auto random to begin our recap. Oh, yeah. It is definitely very hard sometimes. Especially like when I pulled that Drake May 101. I'm not even a Patriots fan, but sometimes you just got to take a second look at those cards before we ship them out. All right, here we go. Got the NIL spot here first. 32 entries. B-Shane on top, Johnny on the bottom. Same order as on your screen. Going to roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 4 exactly, so we're good there. 2, 3, and 4. Sean Herron getting that NIL spot. Congrats on that. Let me get this verification code posted. Yeah. I'm not going to mention them by name, but I know the exact situation you were talking about. And I feel like it happens more in the industry. Not like, it's still a very small thing. It does not happen frequently, but I think it happens more than we see with like smaller guys, most likely. All right, and then we get this dual auto. Random built really quick. Appreciate that, Shane. We always try to strive to do the best for our Iron Lion family. You can rest assured that would for sure never happen. All right, here we go. Keep forgetting my button doesn't work on the side. All right. We got the dual auto here. Jalen Milroe for the Seahawks on top. Dylan Gabriel for the Browns on the bottom. Gonna roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Whichever player is on top, that team will get that auto. Good luck. Got a 6, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Jalen Milroe and the Seahawks getting that auto. Congrats on that one. That one going over to Johnny. There you go, Johnny. Congrats on that. You good, Shane? If you have any questions, let me know. Happy to explain how that happened. How that worked. All right, here we go. Got the Quinshon Judikins there out of 700 for the Browns first, obviously. Already showed that. Thank you. Thank you for hopping in. I'm going to put that with the pack here. And then we got Mike Evans on the auto out of 700 for the Panthers. Devontae Turpin there for the Cowboys out of 100. Woody Marks on the auto for the Texans. James Lofton and Jaden Reed on the dual patch for the Packers. Got the KJ Bolden auto for the NIL spot. Bo Nix patch for the Denver Broncos. Another Mike Evans patch there. Mitchell Evans, excuse me. Out of 700 on the auto. Got the McCord auto there for the Eagles out of 350. Kool-Aid McKinstry out of 35 for the Saints. Trey McBride on the auto out of 100 for the Cardinals. Then we got a Kurt Warner there on the vintage materials, also for the Cardinals. Evans 10 out of 10. And that dual auto going over to the Seahawks. All right, that's going to do it for this break. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on with me.